Today we're on Wall Street, the financial center of the world, and we're asking millionaires if they only had $1,000 to their name, what would they invest in? Hi, do you have a few minutes? Hi, do you have
In case you can't tell, I'm not good at stuff like this, but thankfully, I got some practice in.
Hi. Dude, we've been filming for like 30 minutes and we don't have anyone.
Yeah, I mean...
Do you know Tony from Tiffany?
Absolutely.
Let's pause. This guy is a big deal. He's known as the Einstein of Wall Street with an estimated net worth of $1.5 billion. So I was super lucky to talk to him.
He said you'd be down to help out with a video project of mine.
He said I'd be down
He
for
said
it?
you'd be down.
Well,
Would you
thank
be
you,
down?
Tony.
What's your name?
Peter Tuchman. I'm a trader here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange.
If you only had $1,000 to your name, what would you invest in today?
I can't really tell you that. I would just say that over time, the stock market performs really well.
Yeah.
And putting money into the S&P 500 is probably a really good thing to recommend people to do, although I cannot recommend you to do anything.
Yeah. He's not a financial advisor. No financial advice.
I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a stock picker. I am here to analyze why the market does what it does. And I would say my experience, proves that over time markets do go up.
What's the wildest thing you've ever done to make a lot of money?
If I had told you that, I'd have to kill you.
Do you have any books that you recommend to people?
You know what? I haven't read a book since I was 8 years old.
What was your favorite book when you were 8?
Cat in the Hat.
Cat in the Hat. Okay. Got it. What advice would you give to your younger self?
I'm a firm believer in finding something you love to do, right? It's not my line, but one of the great lines is, if you find something you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life. No matter how many times you get knocked down, keep getting back up. Dying with the most toys is not fucking important.
What would you say is your secret sauce to building wealth?
Oh, empowering other people, putting together a good team.
Yeah.
We'll wake up every day and keep your eyes open. Look forward for the wonderful signals that the universe offers you. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity out there.
What's your name?
Otar.
Otar. What do you do?
Private equity.
Private equity. Okay, very cool. Are you able to share around how much you make from that?
About a half.
$500,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
Annually.
If you only had $1,000 to your name, what would you invest in?
Nothing. Save for food.
Save for food?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't invest $1,000.
Okay.
You only invest with money you can lose, afford to lose.
Got it.
Stay away from that shit.
What's the wildest thing you've ever done to make a lot of money quickly?
That I can't talk about.
Might be illegal then. Potentially. What's the best investment you've ever made?
In myself.
Education-wise?
I dropped out of high school. Never gave up. Never took no for an answer.
I don't know if you can tell, but I was super nervous. Otar is an intense dude, and his cool sunglasses didn't help either.
So what's your name?
Yeah.
If you only had $1,000 to your name, how would you invest it?
If it's just $1,000, just get you some good books. Think and Grow Rich is one of them. Millionaires Next Door. So there's a few other books.
What would you say is the best investment you've ever made?
Was definitely in good books.
What advice would you give your younger self?
Just spend it on books and self-educate yourself, and then put the work now instead of wasting time with the wrong people, and just get you some good books. I know a lot of times they did mention school is the way to go.
Yeah.
Just spend it on books.
What would you say is your secret sauce to building wealth?
Definitely good books.
Wow, I was intimidated by the amount of love this man has for books.
What's your name?
Vikram.
Let's say you only have $1,000 to your name. What would you invest in today?
S&P 500. It grows slow, but it still grows steadily, In a down market, I will still invest more money in S&P 500 than I would do in an up market, because it's historically the returns have been pretty good, and I feel comfortable doing that.
What's the wildest thing you've done to make a lot of money quickly?
I tried to do pole dance in Vietnam, but that went sideways.
Dancing?
Yeah, I earned a few $100, but that went sideways super fast. But yeah, that was
Are they looking for a lot of male pole dancers in Vietnam?
Back in 2013, maybe, yeah.
How much did you make in total from that?
Around $250 in less than 5 minutes.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
Go into sales, just hustle. There's no easy road. You just gotta work.
And then, do you have a book recommendation?
I like The Intelligent Investor. Yeah, that's by far my favorite book. I also like, I don't know if you have heard about this, The Big Shark.
What would you say is your best investment that you've ever made?
I play a lot with Indian stock market,
Okay.
and I would say Nifty 50. Right, I put around about $50,000, and I pulled out, 150 in 7 months.
3x in 7 months?
Yep.
What year is this?
This was 2014-ish, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
What would you say is your secret sauce to building wealth?
You gotta be consistent, you gotta be focused, and you also have to be believing in what you're investing in. You cannot be second guessing every day what you're investing in. You gotta have some faith in yourself. So I would say just stay consistent, do your homework, and believe in yourself.
It's hot out here. Why does nobody wanna help? What's your name?
Chris,
Chris, and what do you do?
I'm a stockbroker.
So first question is, if you only had $1,000 to your name, what would you invest in?
I would invest maybe a small chunk of it in some aggressive growth stock, but I'd also invest in some ETFs that pay dividends. And then I think from there, depending on, I would probably try to educate myself on what sectors are doing well, depending on, what's going on in the news and stuff, and then buy some ETFs related to that.
And what would you say is the wildest way you made money really quickly?
In the past, I used to be really into video games. I don't know if you know Super Smash Bros.
Yes,
but
yeah.
I went to a tournament and won some pretty decent money for a high schooler. So,
dude, you should have been like a video game streamer then.
I know. I think about it, but yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah. What would you say is like the best investment you ever made?
I don't know how much flack I'll get for this, but I do like some of the meme stocks.
The meme stocks, yeah.
Just nice to, keep an eye on these things and see how things are developing.
Do you have any books you recommend to people to read?
There's a book, it's called The Millionaire Map.
Okay.
And it talks about how people self-limit themselves with the amount of money they think they can earn. And the difference between someone who earns X versus someone who earns a lot more is the person who earns a lot more just has a higher limit for what they believe they can earn.
Yeah.
And usually, if you raise that limit in your mind and give yourself permission, your mind gets to work on figuring out ways to make more money. Yeah. So I think that's crucial.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
Save money, obviously. Invest younger. The amount of time I spent on YouTube watching stupid videos.
Okay, awkward. Hopefully he's not talking about my stupid videos.
And then the last question is, what would you say is your secret sauce to building wealth?
Finding new streams of income, I think, is really important. We live in a world now, especially with the internet, you can make something from nothing.
Yeah.
And there's a million opportunities out there. So I would say whatever you're curious about, go down that rabbit hole and see what can come from that.
Dude, so I'm trying to check my email and I just received like 5,000 breaking news alerts, which is super annoying. If this happens to you, check out my free finance newsletter you can read in just under 1 minute, link in it below.
After a few more hours on Wall Street, we went to a park and I was completely shocked by the responses I received. It involves beating up drug dealers and a chef who makes $500,000 a year.
So what's your name?
Mike.
Mike, what do you do for a living?
I'm a trainer, Lifetime Fitness.
How much you generally make?
I can make around 100K.
If you had $1,000 to your name, what would you invest in?
Probably in something educational.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done for money?
Legal or illegal?
Up to you, whatever you're comfortable in sharing.
Oh, is this gonna be on like what is this, just for class?
No, it's a YouTube video.
Oh, okay. All right, then I lived outside the law, so probably the craziest thing I ever did was rob a drug dealer.
Rob a drug dealer?
Yeah.
Wow. How much did you make from that?
Which time? One particular time, about 16 grand.
Did you ever get caught?
Yeah, believe it or not, eventually I came across a police informant. So he was a dealer that was also a rat bastard.
What would you say is the best investment you've ever made in your life?
Investing into the first course that got me into training, because like with training, it's actually taken me all over the world. I've been to Bali, Vietnam, Thailand. For me, those have been the biggest turnovers in life.
What is your secret sauce to success or to wealth?
Be hard to kill, man. So COVID knocked a lot of people out of the game. Like, obviously for what I do, it was a big problem. So I transitioned into like online. If you're gonna do it, be the best at it.
You give Mark Wahlberg vibes.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Do you agree it's not fair that the best investing tools are being gatekept by Wall Street? What if I told you that you can access them too, regardless of your income or experience level? Well, this is top secret. So just between you and me, there's a brand new one-of-its-kind online investing, planning, and tracking tool that helps you make confident investment decisions, and it's called Merlin Investor. And before you ask, yes, it's named after the most powerful wizard to have ever existed. It's super easy to get started. Go to Merlin Investor, link below to sign up, and boom, you're in. You can check out your favorite financial data, your news, your social networks, all in one easy-to-use platform. Or if you want, you can build your very own personal investment strategies from a range of different asset classes like stocks, crypto, NFTs, and more. Plus, you can easily design, compare, and implement your infinite set of investment strategies to find your perfect fit. Merlin Investor is a great companion tool that you can easily use with your existing trading platform. So if you're interested, head over to merlininvestor.com or download the app. Thanks to Merlin Investor for sponsoring this video.
What's your name?
Francesco.
Okay, what do you do for a living?
I'm a chef.
How much do you chefs generally make?
I'm a private chef, so we work with, we go to someone house, 30, 40 grand per month.
Got it. Oh, per month?
Yeah.
Wow. If you had $1,000, what would you invest in?
In education, because, the education is the pillar of what you would be in the future.
What's the wildest thing you've ever done to make money?
Maybe the wildest thing is investing 10 grand on crypto.
How'd that go with your?
Right now I'm losing, so maybe it was the wildest thing that I don't recommend.
What is your secret sauce to wealth?
Enjoy your life, relax a lot, you know, Sicilian way.
After speaking with so many wealthy people, I noticed that they all avoided doing this. Click here to find out what stops 96% of people from getting rich.